Welcome to today's episode of Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter. I'm right for FootballAnalysis1.com. I cover Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, fantasy football, and the NFL. Also, I'm right for CFL and I cover the Hamilton Tirecast of the CFL. On Football Scientific, we cover the UFL. In addition to the NFL and CFL, we cover the UFL, the NAL, the IFL, and the ELF, European League of Football. So we have a big episode today, lots of information to go through. But first, I'm joined by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger, fired up, ready to go, feeling good about things. Let's get this going. Are you doing okay today? I'm doing pretty good. Okay, let's go through all this football content. Boop, boop. Football Scientific is here. That's right, Tyler. Let's break it down. Okay, so first, in the NFL, a lot of NFL business recently. First, Chicago Bears, they have signed all of their second-round draft picks. They've drafted 3 guys in the second round, 2025 draft. Luther Burden III, Ozzie Trevello, and Shamar Turner. And unlike teams like the Bengals, who still have draft picks left to sign, the Bears have everyone signed in camp, okay? They have also moved, they've placed on the active non-football injury list. The Chicago Bears have moved quarterback Jalen Johnson, cornerback Jalen Johnson, quarterback Case Keenum, wide receiver Jade Walker, and running back Ian Wheeler all to the NFI list, the not football injury list. San Francisco 49ers have released safety George Odom. Okay, got it. New England Patriots. So far, no Stephon Diggs is on the PUP list, which means he should be good to go with his ACL, at least for now. Boom, who is on the PUP list for the Patriots? Wide receiver Mac Hollins, tight end Austin Hooper, offensive tackle Vidarian Lowe, and linebacker Jalari Tavai. Okay, also on the NFI list for the Patriots, they have a lot of people injured. Okay. Cornerback Carlton Davis III, safety Josh Minkin, wide receiver Jeremiah Webb, and they're all active, but they're on the NFI list, so they're not practicing yet. This was a few days ago, so they might be bouncing back. Okay. Boom. Next, Carolina Panthers. They have reached agreement with second-round pick linebacker Nick Scourton, so he should be in camp, ready to go. NFLPA. They voted today. They're voting today on their new interim head of the executive director, head of the NFLPA, J.C. Tretter, who used to be with the Cleveland Browns. He is stepping out. He is resigning from the NFLPA. He was probably involved in this scandal also that the head of the NFLPA was involved in. We're not getting those details. It's legal stuff. Detroit Lions, they have defensive Levi on Wuzurike. He has a torn ACL. He's out for the season. Defensive lineman, defensive tackle. Injuries are already piling up for Detroit Lions. Look at that. They ain't really got started and they got injuries. That's been a key to their existence here the last couple of years. Kansas City Chiefs, 2022 first-round pick George Karlaftis has reached an agreement with them. A 4-year contract extension for $93 million, $62 million is guaranteed, $24.5 million. Has 62 million is guaranteed. He has 24.5 sacks, not million sacks. 24.5 sacks in his first 3 seasons, which is similar to Trey Hendrickson. Maybe that's he's much younger though. That's the thing. And he also probably stops the run, unlike Trey. No offense to Trey Hendrickson. Boom. So with that in mind, pass rushers getting paid, man. They're getting paid. The only people that have more sacks than George Karlaftis are Zach Allen and Trey Hendrickson. During the time that he's been in the league, Trey Hendrickson, he's on the list. They say he doesn't play to run. The owner says he's not worth the money. He didn't say that per se, but he almost said that. He's like, it would be dumb to pay him that amount of money. He deserves a raise, but not a full-time guarantee. Cincinnati Bengals made a bunch of transactions. I wrote about that yesterday at FootballAnalysis1.com about transactions. Here's what that looks like. They signed defensive tackle McTelvin Agam again. Defensive tackle Taven Bryan, he used to be considered, he was a first-round draft pick for Jacksonville Jaguars in 2018. He thought he was going to be awesome, and then he was a bust. But he has a chance. He might come out and do something. They have signed center Andrew Rayam, who played at Oklahoma and Carolina. The Panthers, they're trying to get some depth on the offensive line. They also brought back former Bearcats quarterback Desmond Ridder. If you don't know anything about Desmond Ridder, he led the Cincinnati Bearcats to the first group of 5 or whatever teams to make the national playoffs. They played Alabama in the Cotton Bowl. They lost, but Desmond Ridder was the driving factor of getting them there, which should never happen before. So it was a mid-major team making the national playoffs. That's going to happen all the time now, but before it didn't. They also waived offensive guard Teshon Manning, and they released quarterback Logan Woodside. He's going to be replaced by Desmond Ridder. They also placed tight end Eric All on the PUP list. He's not going to be able to play this year. He tore his ACL last year. He's not right. And then they also moved to the NFI list Seth McLaughlin, who played center for Alabama and Ohio State. They picked him up as a undrafted free agent. He suffered an injury at Ohio State, so he did not get drafted, but they picked him up, and he's supposed to compete for a job on the offensive line, so we'll see if that happens. Tennessee Titans quarterback Will Levis says he's had pain in his shoulder and says he's going to get surgery done on it and miss this season. That makes Cam Ward the quarterback 1 for the Titans. I think he was going to be quarterback 1 anyway, and Will Levis is trying to save some face, man. And if he got a shoulder injury, might as well go get it fixed. He says he's going to come back and compete next year. So he's already tapped out. Cam Ward, all our chips are on Cam Ward now, okay? Boom. President Donald Trump is calling for the Washington Commanders to change their name back to the old Redskins. I haven't heard about that. Their owner, Josh Harris, is being demanded they change their name back to the Redskins, even though it's like a racial connotation or whatever happens, I guess. The president. A plus. Seattle Seahawks released veteran tight end Noah Fant. They traded for Noah Fant 2022 with Denver Broncos. They traded Russell Wilson to the Broncos for Noah Fant and plus a couple others. Noah Fant's gone, man. So was Russell Wilson. Guess that didn't work out for either team. More decision, second-year tight end AJ Barmy, and second-round pick Elijah Arroyo are supposed to step up and do some things. Veteran free agent Eric Selber. So they're moving on tight end. They got rid of Noah Fant. They're like, listen, get some young guys in here so you can step up and make something happen. Dallas Cowboys yesterday at a press conference. Jerry Jones talked crap about Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons about how they hurt a bunch and it's why they're not paying them a lot of money. And they probably will pay him, but they don't want to pay him because they always get hurt. He's just talking some crap, trying to needle some people. I don't think the owners know they're needling people. They're just dumb. They're dumb rich people. What are you gonna do with that? Boom. Next, Mike Brown, Cincinnati Bengals, also dumb rich person. He just keeps talking. He says, hey man, I don't want to pay for a guy that's going to be in jail. I'm not going to do the Shamar Stewart thing with all fully guaranteed because he might be in jail and we don't want to pay for that guy to do that. Why is he calling out Shamar Stewart for going to jail? Seems crazy, but that's where we're at, okay? They shouldn't have picked him. Malachi Starks, that's the win. Washington, that's why I should be the general manager. Make me general manager of the Bengals. We will win a Super Bowl this year. I guarantee this year. Make me the general manager. We'll win the Super Bowl. Bengals fans, call them up. Tell them. Aaron Sauter, GM, Super Bowl this year. Guaranteed. Guaranteed that will happen. Okay, I'll be firing Zach Taylor as well just because I don't like the guy. All right, Washington Commanders, wide receiver Terry McLaurin will be looking for a trade or holding out if he doesn't get a new contract. He's just using whatever leverage he can to try and get a new contract. Boom. Back to the Cincinnati Bengals. General manager Duke Tobin has basically said they're planning to work out with Trey Hendrickson. But Trey Hendrickson doesn't agree. He moved to Florida to work out. He's doing the Shamar Stewart thing. He's going to go to Florida and work out and whine and complain and blah, blah, blah. If I was the Bengals, we would just get this deal done real quick. Okay, I wouldn't sign Shamar Stewart. Okay, I would tell Shamar, hey man, don't worry about it. We didn't really want to draft you anyway. Our bad. Cut it free. Shamar can figure out what he wants to do. I'm going to use that money and pay Trey Hendrickson. Okay, am I going to give him 4 years guaranteed? Yep, I am. 4 years guaranteed, bro. You've proven yourself. 4 years guaranteed. We're going to make sure you don't get hurt. Come out and show out. Shamar, bye-bye, Shamar. We never needed you. We don't know why we picked you. Zach Taylor's an idiot. That's why we picked you, okay? So, goodbye, Shamar. We'll even trade you. We'll trade you somewhere. Can't trade him because he's not signed. Let's let him go. Just let him go. He wants to go back. Whatever. He's the big loser there because no one wants that guy. The only one who wanted that guy was the Bengals, and they probably picked him accidentally. They were like, who are we going to pick? Oh, we picked Shamar Stewart. Oh, man. Yeah, that's where it's at. Former Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Deshaun Jackson. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams, but he said he didn't play in that game, so he never wears that ring. Oh, wham. Deshaun Jackson, oh, wham. Okay, quit crying. Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman Tyler something or other, Tyler Swift. Boom. He says, we're going to win a Super Bowl. Or Dallas, we're going to win a Super Bowl. Go Cowboys. He might be dreaming, but at least he's saying it. It sounds cool. Okay, sounds cool. Let's break it down. Ooh, that's our new slogan here for Football Scientific, and that's what the Cowboys should be saying. Let's break it down. Let's not break down. Let's break it down. Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs says he'll do whatever the coaches ask him to do if they're going to win a Super Bowl. As if they know that. Whatever. I guess he's going to split out and play some slot, man. He's going to play some slot so they can get more out of him rather than just splitting reps with David Montgomery. He's athletic. He's from Dalton, Georgia, just down the road. Okay? Played at Alabama, played at Georgia Tech. Baltimore Ravens. They have left the door open for a return of kicker Justin Tucker. So while they booted him to save face and PR, they're actually saying, hey, Justin, when people forget about that stuff you did, you can come back and kick for the Ravens. And Justin Tucker's like, for real? And they're like, yeah, I haven't done anyone. Everyone heard that, though. Okay, next. 3 teams are looking at former Buffalo Bills wide receiver Amari Cooper, the Las Vegas Raiders, Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, blah, blah, blah. Dallas Cowboys already had him, so let's go. Raiders already had him. Let's go Cardinals. Let's see what Amari Cooper looks like with the Cardinals. I picked that. If I was going to do that, if I was going to do an NFL, I'd say, Amari Cooper, go sign the Cardinals. You've already did the Raiders, you did the Cowboys, they were both lame. Go to the Cardinals. Boop. Or come to the Bengals. Boop. For free. For free. We're going to pay you league minimum. Okay? All right, because you're unproven commodity at this point anymore. You used to be cool, but now, when's the last time you were cool? Never. Okay? Boom. 3 teams are also, this is a key. 3 teams are interested in former Atlanta Falcons safety Justin Simmons, Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles, and Carolina Panthers. I think the most fitting thing would be to go to Carolina. They'd be facing the Falcons all the time. That'd be fun to watch. Okay, next. Boom, 3 teams that are looking at Keenan Allen. Last play with Chicago. I had spent a lot of time with the LA Chargers, San Diego Chargers at the time. Teams looking at him are 49ers, Chargers, and Arizona Cardinals. Chargers need him. 49ers need him. They're going to sign him. Someone's going to sign him maybe. I don't know. He's available though. New England Patriots, an update. Confirmation really. We mentioned Stephon Diggs was down on the PUP list. Well, now he's saying he's good. He's good to go. We'll see. We'll see if he ends up back on the PUP list. We know he wasn't good to go. Cincinnati Bengals, still talking about Trey Hendrickson. Basically, here's the deal. Every other edge rusher that's signed this year, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, TJ, Watt, they all got a 3-year extension. So the fair thing to do is say, Trey, 3-year extension, bro. 3-year extension. Let's go $90 million. 3 years, $30 million a year. And if you don't sign that, you're done. Okay? That's what I would do. If I was a GM, I'd be offering him right now 3 years, $30 million. Stop the run. Boom. Maybe put an incentive in there. Stop the run. Get like so many run tackles. Let's say 15 run tackles. You get $5 million added to that. Okay? You're not going to run stopper, bro. You're just rushing the quarterback. So if you get to where you can stop the run a little bit, we'll extend you on that. We'll give you some money. Okay? The Bengals are just offering him 1 year right now. He's not going to sign for 1 year. So quit offering it to him. He doesn't want that. He wants job security because he's old. He's getting old. I say 3 years, boop, $90 million. Boop, you're not the best in the league because all you do is rush the passer. If you can expand your skill set while you're down there at Florida, then we'll pay you more, $35 million. Okay, work your way into it. I would have incentives built in where he could get to like $40 million eventually. If we want some playoff games, man, to the Super Bowl, and things like that, make it work. I like incentive-based contracts. You know, a base salary, stack it with incentives. Base salary be $30 million a year. Incentives will get you up to $40 million. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, Green Bay Packers right tackle Zach Tom has reached an agreement for a 4-year contract with the Green Bay Packers, $88 million for that guy. Okay, LA Chargers, former Colts and Bills running back Nyheim Hines. I remember hearing his name one time. He's going to come back to the NFL after spending the last 2 years out with a knee injury. He's looking to bounce back to the NFL. Chargers are working on signing him. They're reaching an agreement. Quarterback Phillip Rivers played for San Diego Chargers and Indianapolis Colts. He wants to become a Charger and retire as a Charger. So he wants to have like a 1-day contract, retire as a Charger. That's cool. He spent most of his time with them. So whatever. Okay. That's NFL news. CFL news. Oh, also I wrote a Bengals article. I'm gonna write some week by week predictions also for the Bengals and Bills. So watch out for that. It's coming in the next few days. Footballanalysis1.com. CFL News Hub has a bunch of information, but I have up-to-date information here for you first. We went through the first half of games on Saturday, but today, let's go to the second half. Saturday night, Saskatchewan Roughriders, who were 4-1, traveled to the BC Lions, who were 3-3. Okay, they had a great game. Saskatchewan came out and took control of the game early. They were running the ball, throwing the ball over BC Lions' head. Defense was playing out. They were doing a great job. Great job. Saskatchewan Roughriders, they threw for 395 passing yards with Trevor Harris, the quarterback, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. They had 111 rushing yards. Really doing a good job. 1 sack. They came out like a shot out of a cannon and were attacking the BC Lions. BC Lions and Nathan Rourke came back. Rourke with his, intestinal fortitude. He was out there whipping around circles and stuff. No one was blocking for him. He was out there doing it himself, man. He threw for 337 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, which they're even on turnovers. And then they ran the ball 43 yards on several carries. So basically, Nathan Rourke did his thing. He did what he was supposed to do. They were almost even on turnover. They had a fumble on BC that was not on Rough Riders. But also Rough Riders outrushed them. So what's that come out to be? Rough Riders win 33-27. They're 5-1. BC Lions at 3-4. Okay, Hamilton Tiger Cats. They came in at 3-2, fighting the pole league with Montreal Alouettes, who pulled ahead a little bit by beating Toronto on Thursday. Hamilton Tiger Cats came in. Bill Levi Mitchell working his way up to all-time quarterback passing list. He threw for 327 passing yards, had 1 touchdown, and then 1 really ugly interception. Really ugly. That was real bad. They ran the ball for 97 yards. They've been running around 100 on this winning streak. They've won 4 straight games. Spoiler alert. They've been running the ball pretty well. Even without Greg Bell. Trayshawn Ward is doing a wonderful job. They had 1 quarterback sack. Okay, 1 quarterback sack. So they got a little pressure on Ottawa. That quarterback sack was nasty. That was coming off the edge. And Tiger Cats Amos, I believe, just lit up Davis Alexander. Drew Brown. Just lit him up, knocked his helmet off. He was just laying there staring to that. He was done after that. Then the head coach Bob Dye said they should have threw the guy out. But it was a little bit head-to-head. It felt like, whatever. Tiger Cats did a great job. Good defense. That's hard-hitting defense, man. Without Drew Brown, so Drew Brown was kind of put to sleep on that one. They came in, and the other guy, I forget his name. Dustin Crum, I think. He came in and threw for 215. No touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Okay, so Drew Brown's out, so it got real ugly. They did run the ball for 108 rushing yards, but 3 interceptions. You can't do that. Red Blacks did get 2 sacks, so they're playing some defense. They're just the quarterback out, boop. Next quarterback, not good. Not good. Okay, bunch of moves been made on rosters in CFL since those games. Edmonton Elks added from their practice roster American defensive back J.J. Ross, American defensive lineman Tyreek Johnson. They moved to the single injured list, National DB Royce Mechie, and the American defensive back Devondre Byram. Okay, they signed National defensive back Gerald Cummings, American defensive back Jalen Williams, American defensive back Bryce Cosby. Okay, boom. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they signed American wide receiver Max McLeod. Montreal Alouettes, they moved to the 6-game injured list. This is huge. American quarterback Davis Alexander. I wrote my article today. Now is the time to pounce for the Tiger Cats. Montreal Alouettes are 0-2 with McLeod Bethel Thompson at quarterback. He's been back at quarterback because Davis Alexander re-injured his hamstring. And I think this is the perfect time for Hamilton to bury Montreal. So that way, second half of the season, we can pull away and win the division. That would be great to get the bye week and move and go win a Grey Cup. Boop. Okay. The Alouettes also signed global punter Sam Clark. Okay. They signed American wide receiver Lionel Vitt. I don't know, Vict. Okay. And they moved to the practice roster National linebacker Ricky McLeod and National wide receiver Hakeem Harar. All right. Boom. Next, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They had American offensive lineman Tyler Ellsbury retire. Boom, they lost a lineman. He's like, we're not winning the Grey Cup. We're out. Tyler Ellsbury's done. Calgary St. Peters moved to the practice roster. National wide receiver Vishon Genesis. Okay. Boom. Toronto Argonauts, they moved to the 6-game injured list. Global defensive lineman Theodric Hunter and national offensive lineman Aneem Dunkwa. They signed national offensive lineman Shane Richards. They signed American running back Tyran Mitchell. And they signed American defensive lineman Richie Correa. So it looks like Toronto's doing the dance Hamilton does so many times. And they got one win and they're trying to mix the roster ups and find a recipe that works. That never works for the Tiger Cats. It might work for Toronto. It's a different energy. Okay, with that in mind, I got the CFL updated power rankings after week 7. For some reason, I keep picking against the Calgary Stampeders. I guess I'm just in disbelief, but I have them as my number 1 team in the CFL. Calgary Stampeders, they have stood on business, and they are winning all the time. Winning all the time. So they're 5-1. They're number 1 in the league. I should probably pick them this week. I don't know. Maybe they don't play. I don't know. I haven't looked. Number 2, Saskatchewan Roughriders. They're 5-1. Only thing they lost to was Calgary. And they've looked really good. Okay, number 3, hottest team in the East, Hamilton Tiger Cats. They're 4-2. They pulled even with Montreal, and I believe they'll pull ahead because Montreal's quarterback's out, and they have not won a game without Davis Alexander. I have not penalized Montreal for that yet, but they are number 4 at 4-2. Number 5, Winnipeg Blue Bombers look like Zach Collaros is done. Okay, they're 3-1, but it looks like he's done, man. I probably need to move on. Strebler's probably not the guy either. I'm not sure what they're going to do at quarterback, honestly. Number 6, BC Lions. They're hanging tough at 6. They might be able to beat Hamilton. Now, that's the unfortunate part. Hamilton needs to get this win this week. It's going to be a tough week because Nathan Rourke's out there spinning circles and throwing passes, and he's doing great doing it. But you just can't let him do that. You got to get pressure on him and put him on the ground. Then he'll throw less completions. Number 7, Toronto Argonauts. They're 1-5. They're swimming. They're trying to mix the roster up now. They're trying to do what they can to do to save themselves. Number 8, Edmonton Elks are 1-4. Blech. And number 9, Iowa Red Blacks are 1-6. Edmonton didn't play last week, so whatever. So I got Calgary number 1. Hamilton's number 3. That might be your Grey Cup. Okay, in the IFL, Week 18, I'm going to go through all the games real quick. Massachusetts Pirates traveled to Green Bay Blizzard. They were in a must-win situation. This was a playoff game for the Massachusetts Pirates. If Green Bay won, they would clinch their playoff spot. Mass Pirates came out and threw for 120 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They ran the ball for 106 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, no sacks. That's a pretty good game by Mass. Okay, Green Bay Blizzard came out, threw for 183 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's way more touchdowns, although they're even on turnovers. But 6 touchdowns is monstrous. They only ran the ball 30 times, probably because they were throwing so many touchdowns, honestly. They ran the ball for 30 yards, which is against the trend. You know, the better teams don't usually not run the ball. They got 1 quarterback sack. So why am I saying they didn't run the ball and they won? Because this is surprising. It bucks the trend. Green Bay Blizzard won 56-27 at home. They are 10-5. They're in the playoffs. Boop, now they're playing proceeding. Massachusetts Pirates are done. Boop, they're not going to go back to the national championship game. Next, Arizona Rattlers travel to San Antonio Gunslingers. I mentioned if you're a playoff team, you should be beating the San Antonio Gunslingers. Basically, Gunslingers jumped out early. They were making Arizona chase them for a little while, but Arizona started executing and making some turnovers and pushing themselves up. Eventually, Arizona pulled ahead at the end and then hung on to the game. They hung on to the game with a bear by their little fingernails, okay? And they won the game 41-39. That means they clinched their playoff spot. They're 10-5, and now they're playing next week for seeding purposes. They might be done. I don't know. Probably one more game, I think. San Antonio Gunslingers are 4-11. A disappointing season. For the Gunslingers. Eliminated. San Diego Strike Force traveled to the Fishers Freight. If you're a playoff team, you should beat the Fishers Freight. Unfortunately, San Diego came out. They came out lethargic after the long trip to Fishers. Fishers came out excited. They want to ruin the San Diego Strike Force's decent season so far, and they did. And they won 49-40 over San Diego. And that's why I can't sign on San Diego being an IFL national champion, man. They just lose too many games that they should win. They don't control the pace of the game. They don't run the ball. They don't do what you got to do. They don't do what you got to do to win the game. Okay? And they lose too many games they should win. And that's why they'll beat someone in the first round playoffs, I think, like they did last year. But they can't do it week after week after week. They're just not that good. Quad City Steamwheeler, Strike Force in the playoffs, Fishers out. Quad City Steamwheelers traveled to Iowa Barnstormers. I mentioned I thought the Barnstormers would fight hard in this, even though they're not good. Basically, it's what we saw. Steamwheelers had a hard time passing the ball. Daquan Neal, 63 passing yards, 0 touchdown, 1 interception. But they ran the ball all over Iowa, 204 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. That's domination. Iowa Barnstormers threw for 228 passing yards and, several touchdowns and no interceptions. That's what they've been doing. And they only ran for 25 yards. They didn't control the pace of the game yet, and they lost 52-45. Quad City wins 52-45 over Iowa. Choke slamming them. Iowa's out. Steamwheelers are in. They're in the top spot in the East right now, but they're still playing for seeding. So it's still important next week to win. If they play. I got to look. Okay. Next, Jacksonville Sharks traveled to Tulsa Oilers in an impromptu playoff game, but not really, because as long as Massachusetts lost, they were both in, and Massachusetts lost, so they're both in. That may have affected the Jacksonville Sharks, or they're just not that good. They traveled to Tulsa. They only threw the ball for 43 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. They did run the ball for 170 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. They had no sacks. Tulsa Oilers, they had 181 passing yards with Sam Castronova, 181 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. They had 75 rushing yards and a touchdown, 1 sack. It looks like Tulsa is picking up where Albany Fireworks left off with Sam Castronova. He's coming out hot, passing, and is looking to win some games that way. So they have both qualified for the playoffs now, with Massachusetts losing. Tulsa would be the 3rd seed. Jacksonville would be the 4th, traveling to Quad City. Any of these teams can win this league still, though. Making the playoffs is the first step. Bay Area Panthers, they traveled to Tucson Sugar Skulls in a position to knock the Sugar Skulls out and lock themselves into the top position in the West. What happened? Well, the Panthers threw for 195 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. They ran for 62 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, They got 1 quarterback sack. Tucson Sugar Skulls. They threw for 120 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. No interceptions, 2 interceptions. That's the difference in the game. 89 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. They outrushed them, but the 2 interceptions crushed them. They outrushed them, but the interceptions crushed them. And the Bay Area won 49-24, eliminating Tucson Sugar Skulls and asserting dominance at the top of the Western Division. Northern Arizona Wranglers traveled to Vegas Nighthawks once again. Figured Northern Arizona would come out competing, but Vegas was the better team. Northern Arizona threw for 159 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ouch. They ran the ball for 84 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, but those 2 interceptions hurt a lot. They had 1 sack. Vegas Nighthawks, while they're not the best team, they are better than the bad. They threw for 165 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They ran the ball 81 times, or for 81 yards and 4 touchdowns. So they just played a little bit better. 1 less interception, 1 more rushing touchdown. They just played a little better than Northern Arizona and knocked them off 58-29. Okay? Making the playoffs, knocking Northern Arizona out. Okay, boom. So that leaves us with our power rankings in the IFL. So number 1 in IFL, I have Bay Area Panthers at number 1. At number 2, I got the Arizona Rattlers. Bay Area Panthers are 12-3. Arizona Rattlers are 10-5. At number 2. Number 3, I got Green Bay Blizzard at number 10-5. They struggled, man. They struggled to get this thing going against Massachusetts. Number 4, Quad City Steamroller got them at number 4, 11-4. Why aren't they above Green Bay? I think they were better than Green Bay. Number 5, Tulsa Oilers are 9-6. They've made the playoffs for the first time. Boom, they're locked in. The Frisco Oilers are crushing it. Okay. Next, number 6, Vegas Nighthawks. They are 9-0. They're in the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. San Diego Strike Force are in the playoffs. Boom. They're the 7th seed or the 4th seed overall. They're going to be traveling to Bay Area. They might do it. They beat Bay Area there before. You never know in the playoffs here, guys. It's wide open in IFL. Number 8, Jacksonville Sharks have made the playoffs. Boom. They're going to be traveling to Quad City. Okay? Unless Quad City loses this next week. So, I mean, that's big for the Sharks. That's the first time making the IFL playoffs. So, that's a big step forward. I predict they'd win the league. They might still do it. Number 9, Mass Pirates are done, 7-8. They lost to Green Bay. Tucson Sugar Skulls are done. Boop. They lost to Arizona. Fisher's Freight. Not Arizona. Bay Area Panthers, sorry. Number 11, Fisher's Freight. Not a bad first year, 6-9. Not bad. They got 1 game left. Not bad. Pretty good. Strong showing for a new team. Number 12, San Antonio Gunslingers. 4-11. Boom, not good. 2nd year team in the IFL, not looking good. They did not take the next step like Jacksonville did. Number 13, Northern Arizona Wranglers are 2-13, eliminated. Number 14, Iowa Barnstormers are horrible. They are eliminated, 1-14. Okay, boom. Last but not least, we got the ELF. Oh, we got UFL news too. Okay, so I went through Saturday games already on Friday, Saturday evening, Sunday morning. But now I got the ELF Sunday games. Nordic Storm traveled to Berlin Thunder. Berlin Thunder's look kind of like a joke. Nordic Storm's been the best team in the league. Jadarian Clark broke his own record and threw for 519 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's looking excellent. They ran the ball for 54 rushing yards, no touchdowns, no sacks. Berlin Thunder came out. They threw the ball a lot. They came out throwing 382 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Ouch! 87 rushing yards, but the 3 interceptions hold them back, and they lose to Nordic Storm 53-35. Nordic Storm win 53-35. Stay undefeated. Okay, Madrid Bravos and their explosive offense traveled to Helvetic Mercenaries, and what happened? Their explosive offense showed up. The Bravos threw for 334 passing yards with Reed Sinnett and Aaron Cruikshank. They threw 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions. They had 157 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. That's domination, guys. They had 3 quarterback sacks. Helvetic Mercenaries with the rebuilt roster. They had 128 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Ouch. And they had 70 rushing yards and 0 touchdowns. Ouch, ouch. And they had 1 sack. 2 turnovers, not enough rushing yards. Not going to win that way. And they held. Ryan Fire. They traveled to Hamburg Sea Devils. I figured that would be a tough game, but I thought Ryan would win. And that's what happened. So Ryan Fire came out trying to make the playoffs and have a chance for a three-peat. They threw the ball for 371 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. They ran the ball 79 yards and 0 touchdowns, no sacks. Hamburg Sea Devils, they threw the ball for 80 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Ouch! 3 interceptions. Ouch! They ran the ball for 161 rushing yards and 1 touchdown, but the 3 interceptions is too much, guys. They did have 2 sacks, but Ryan Fire won 25-13. You can't come out and throw 3 interceptions and expect to have a chance to win. Okay? Unless our team throws, 4 or 5. That's been an ugly game of football. Paris Musketeers, they traveled to Stuttgart Surge. A battle in their division for the top spot. Paris Musketeers have been playing excellent defense. They came out 151 passing yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 111 rushing yards, 0 touchdowns, and they had 2 quarterback sacks. The Paris Musketeers did. Stuttgart Surge, they came out and threw the ball for 213 passing yards. Give me some of that Hennessy, that Ryan Hennessy. Okay? And they also ran the ball for 111 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. That's unique. 111 rushing yards on both sides. And they had 3 sacks. So they had more turnovers and they had, rushing yards. It was a crazy game. Stuttgart Surge win 26-8 to go to 7-2. And Paris Musketeers fighting for a playoffs about 5-4. Okay. Feyenoord Throners traveled to the Prague Lions. Feyenoord 0-8 coming in that game. Prague Lions 4-4, but the Prague Lions have never won a home game in the ELF. We can't say that anymore. Spoiler alert. Feyenoord Throners threw for 210 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. They had 66 rushing yards, 0 touchdowns. They had 5 quarterback sacks, so they balled out on defense. Okay, Prague Lions threw for 77 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. A little better than 2 interceptions. And they ran the ball for 174 rushing yards and 0 touchdowns. They didn't get any sacks. But guess what? They won the game 10-6, got their first ever home win. And they are eerily close to a playoff spot, guys. They're real close. Okay, next. In the ELF, I got my power rankings. Number 1, I got Nordic Storm at 8-0. Number 2, I got Vienna Vikings 8-1. Number 3, I got Munich Ravens at 8-1. Number 4, I got Stuttgart Surge at 7-2. Number 5, I got Madrid Bravos at 6-3. Now after this, there's 5 teams vying for one playoff spot right now. Okay, if things play as is, there's 3 games for everyone left. Paris Musketeers are 5-4. They got beat by Stuttgart Surge. T-Row Raiders are 5-4. They did not play this week. Ryan Fire, well, they played Saturday. Then they won. They lost. Ryan Fire won. They're 5-4. They got a chance to make the playoffs and go for a 3-peat. They got to win out though. Number 9, Roclaw Panthers are 5-4. Number 10, Prague Lions. They got to win out. Ryan Fire, Prague Lions got to win out. Honestly, Prague Lions have the best schedule. Now after winning home games, I think they may clinch it. But Ryan Fire is definitely the favorite. Paris Musketeers, I think, is a better team. Number 11, Frankfurt Galaxy 4-5. Number 12, Berlin Thunders 3-6. Number 13, Hamburg Sea Devils are 2-7. Number 14, Feyenoord Throners are 0-9. Number 15, Helvetic Mercenaries are 0-8. And number 16, Cologne Centurions are 0-9. Okay, so that's your ELF power rankings. Finally, a bunch of players in the UFL making some moves here. For first, San Antonio Brahmas interim head coach Peyton Party is getting a chance to help work with special team Tampa Bay Buccaneers and training camp these next couple of weeks. That's a good opportunity for the young guy, son of Jack Party, grandson of Jack Party, sorry. San Antonio Brahmas also had tight end Steven Stylianos. He's getting looks from the Buffalo Bills, okay. Chicago Bears, they're looking at Brahmas tight end Thomas Gaines. Okay, so a lot of Brahmas getting some looks, even though they're horribly this year. Carolina Panthers, they're going to sign edge rusher, Memphis Showboats edge rusher Jalen Allen. Okay, Arizona Cardinals, they have signed from the Arlington Renegades defense tackle Kyan Bars. Houston Roughnecks, they have re-signed quarterback Amarni Marsh. There's only 2 teams that have re-signed winning the UFL so far has been Houston Roughnecks and Michigan Panthers. This would make me nervous if I was the rest teams in the UFL. Why are they the only team signing people? UFL players, why are they the only team signing people? Are you about to fold the league? It's hard to say. Philadelphia Eagles, they have signed San Antonio Brahmas defensive tackle Jacob Sykes. Okay, so that is the update. That's the cast us up for football. We'll be looking at Sun Belt Conference stuff here in the near future. I'm going to work on some articles today predicting the records of the Bills and the Bengals. If I don't get it done today, it'll be over the next couple of days. But we have a new catchphrase. Let's break it down. Boom. Let's break it down. Boom. We're trying to get these subscribers up over 100. Boom. We're at 96. Let's climb. Okay. Climb. Let someone know what's up. If you want to see more information, more detailed information, let me know. I did watch a video about the smartest people are the least popular. Though I'm not trying to make the show too smart. Okay, I don't want to be the least popular. I was watching them dark history thing with this lady. She got tattoos. I think I'd probably get a lot more likes if I had tattoos and was a lady. But I'm not either. So guess what? I'm me. I'm talking about football, real football. We're breaking it down. Okay, if you want to talk about schematics, let me know. I'll get into it. I don't want to go over my stuff because I'm not trying to put my stuff out there for teams we got to play against. Okay, I'm not putting on my defense currently. It's too much. I got people that watch the show that will write down some notes, and I don't want us to lose. But if you have something specific, we can talk about that. Technique, offensive line work. I got all this. I understand the game of football so deeply. Cincinnati Bengals, make me a GM. We win Super Bowl this year. Guaranteed. $1 million cash in my hand. We'll win the Super Bowl this year. Boom. Bengals fans, tell me I'm wrong. Okay? Tell the Bengals, hire me. Anyone in the NFL, hire me GM. You're going to win Super Bowl this year. Whoever it is. I don't care who it is. Bold statements. If you give me a chance, you'll be happy with the outcome. It's always been my life motto. You give me the chance, you'll be happy with the outcome. It's taken me a long ways, okay, guys? All right, so remember, footballanalysis1.com. Check it out for articles. CFLnewshub.com. Boom, check out for CFL articles. Next, if you like the channel, like the video, you'll see more videos. I got a lot of content coming out before our school starts next week. Ouch for teachers, ouchers. And then, like, subscribe. If we get more subscribers, that's pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. We're about to get out hardcore in NFL. Training camp's going, so we'll see how it looks. Football Scientific for today is closed.